everybody. It's been a busy last couple of days for me, man. This 50-year-old body ain't used to that overhead pulling ceilings down kind of, fuck. Helping a buddy of mine fix a burnt down house. It didn't burn all the way down. Pretty much, but not all the way. He's trying to salvage what he can, right? That overhead works for young men. All right, enough bitching. Let me get over here and grab up Mr. David F. Townballer and get him added into the show. Here we go. I hate that fucking ringer. Thank you for answering, David, because I can't stand that ringer. Holy crap. What's going on, brother?
What's happening, man?
Not much. Let me jump down here and grab Mr. Jeff Stewart, who's going to join us tonight, this evening, whatever, on the program. Lance said he'd be about a half hour late, and then he'd holler. So I might just go ahead and ring his phone, because maybe he's in a really important meeting, and he should hear his Skype ringer, like we just had to listen to. That's a good idea. I'm just going to add him in now. That way, whenever he's ready, he can come on. Did you pick up, Jeff? I got on his show like 30 seconds after you left last night.
Well,
yeah. Jeff, there he is. We have now officially crossed over into the almost worst live stream on YouTube.
The producer said this was a cooking show. I am here to make the creme brulee with Rice Krispies and saltine crackers.
Fix your microphone, man. You sound like twice hammered shit. You're on the desktop mic. You're not on your good mic.
That's what you said last night, but the recording said I sound just fine.
Really? Sounds weird on my end. I don't know.
How about you, Dave? How do I sound to you?
I'll bet you Skype is hooked up through your desktop microphone, though. Your broadcast quality might be good, but
I don't have OBS up right now. I mean, I just got Skype up.
I hear like some static when you talk.
Yeah, there's background noise and stuff, like a fan going.
Yeah,
I do got a fan going back there. Do I need to turn that off?
That's what it sounds like, a fan.
It just doesn't sound like your boom mic.
How about that?
You know, this one here.
Is this thing on, everybody? Hello? McFly! McFly!
Let me get my OBS up then and see if that's good.
Let's see who else snuck in here. What's up, Standing Stones? Joy. Good evening, Joy. Good evening, Sandy.
Oh, are we live?
Yeah, we're live. Hell yeah, man. What's up, Joseph? L4, what's going on, brother? It's very rare that I say hi to you guys on the microphone, which is, you guys should throw shoes at me and stuff. If it could make it through the screen, I'm pretty sure you would, but yeah. Okay. All right. Let's carry on with the program. And because you guys know I'm trying to reprogram you, right?
I'm ready to be programmed.
All right. Carry on. David, what's on your stack of stuff? I mean, I know we're getting ready to fall into World War III with our ass in our hands, but yeah, other than that.
It's a conspiracy.
What's going on is it's looking very deadly dangerous now, and that's all you can say. Russia came out tonight and said we killed one soldier. They're going to retaliate immediately.
45 days ago, maybe almost 2 months now. I think it hadn't been quite 2 months. We killed a bunch of Russians already.
300 of them.
Yeah, contractors.
And I'm pretty sure that the Russians have killed a couple of our guys too in some errant strikes or whatever. I don't know, but whatever.
Well, they also lost some. They lost a chopper. They lost they lost a fighter jet. They lost that rescue helicopter guy to the supposed ISIS guy with the tow missile with the USA stamps all over it. What else have they lost? They've lost a bunch of crap, man. They've taken some hits, being real patient.
But anyway, this is what they said. This is quoted. It says, as the defense ministry has pointed out, the Russian military bases in Hamim and Tartus are under firm protection. At the same time, we expect that in the event of U.S. strikes, if any, the lives of our servicemen will not be in danger. It says, I think that the United States understands this and will not allow it, because otherwise Russia's response will be immediate, as the chief of the Russian General Staff has said. So they're saying one soldier, the response is going to be immediate.
He already said, Putin already said a couple weeks ago, or not even a week ago yet, that any kind of U.S. strike into Syria would be met with, missiles and stuff. He was going to shoot them out of the sky. So there you go.
Well, yeah, they had 11 ships up at their Tartus port. They pulled them all out. They've got them sailing all up and down the coast of Syria, all with their anti-missile systems on, everything. They pulled them out. For one, they didn't want to make them targets, like a mini Pearl Harbor for them, so they pulled them out. But instead of sending them back, they're doing a sea blockade now, basically, of parts of Syria, scanning for cruise missiles and stuff. They've also got jets in the air. They got ASMs on them, anti-ship missiles. They said that they will shoot the ship, and they see the cruise missile come out of, they won't hesitate to sink it. And so as of right now, Britain, Theresa May today, she's overriding her whole government to have this war for Britain's side. Her parliament's pissed. She's completely bypassing them and saying you're not
kind of like Obama did with our entire Congress and Senate.
She scribbled them.
Here, eat this cookie and shut up.
She's going to officially announce tomorrow that she's going to be part of this this coalition with us, France, and Britain. It's the same three countries that brought us.
Yes. Tony Blair changed places with Theresa May, and it's just. He came out too. Tony Blair's come out. He looks like a shriveled up old man.
Yeah. Their administration's almost as laughable as ours. They get up in Parliament and they throw fucking shoes at each other and talk shit about each other, and then everybody, on one side goes, yeah, and then on the other side they go, oh, and then it goes back and forth, and then they sit down and that's it. You know what I mean? They accomplish nothing, just like our government accomplishes nothing for the people.
Well, a lot of our congressmen and senators want Trump to get permission from them first, and Trump says there isn't enough time.
Of course there's not enough time.
No, there's enough time for him to jump on Twitter, though.
Yeah. And that's a big thing. What he said this morning, man, was just brutal to Putin, man. And
it's embarrassing.
I'll get to that in a minute.
It's embarrassing is what it is, brother.
Yeah.
It's fucking embarrassing.
Go ahead. And the deal is that, like I said, you're going to have us, you're going to have Britain, you're going to have France. Now, Britain has moved planes to Cyprus. They're on emergency alert. They've been on emergency alert since yesterday. They're allowing French planes to take off from their base in Cyprus. France has opened up 2 bases in the south of France for their planes to take off from France. This is going to be a sustained attack. This isn't going to be a one and done like Trump did last time. This is going to be the closest thing we've had to the. This is going to be the closest thing that we've had since 2011 with Libya.
Is he going to at least get better than a 50% hit rate? Because, those fucking things. Now, look, I'm not for killing anybody, right? But those bombs are expensive. So hit what you're aiming at, motherfuckers. You already gave them 48 hours notice to get the fuck out of the way. So you shouldn't be killing anybody. You should be just doing infrastructure damage. Hit what you're targeting. They're too expensive to drop in the sand.
The problem with our missile technology is not the accuracy. It's about the.
Is this going to be a really long dissertation, man?
When you shoot a missile from a Littoral class destroyer and you're aiming for an air base, the problem is when you get into the Middle East anti-magnetic area, your missile always goes off and hits like a school or a hospital or something like that. So they really don't know how to aim their weapons. That's the problem with America.
Oh, well, I mean, thank God we spend all that money on our technology to make sure that doesn't happen. You know, we can develop an algorithm that'll follow you down the street even if your phone is turned off and the battery's out of the motherfucker, but we can't make a missile hit. You know, no. All the ones that hit in the doorways of the buildings back 15 years ago or whatever, we've lost all that technology, and it would be super painful to get it back.
How come they never put cameras on the white helmets? Like, there's better ISIS videos on YouTube than there is white helmets video. Like, the only time you see white helmets video is like when they're, you know, showing some kid with snot running out of his nose, talking about, yeah, right, man, he's poisoned for sure. Look at him, he's a goner. And other than that, you really don't see much out of them. You see much better video coming out of, you know, just.
They're like firemen, you know. They're like firemen. They just
guys
sit around and wait
from nowhere.
Yeah. All right, back to you, Jeff.
And we're basing war based on what these people are saying.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dave. Shut up, Jeff.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Dave.
No, but you're going to have America, France, Britain. Qatar is going to be part of it for some capacity of it. We're going to be taking planes off from there. Also, who else? Saudi Arabia wants to be a part of it to some capacity. Israel, they said that they're going to hold back and maintain their front because they expect to get hit from Hezbollah and Iran over in Syria with retaliatory strikes.
Yeah, they got their own plan. They have their own.
Yeah, they got their own plan. Netanyahu and Putin talked today on the phone. Both sides put out the transcript of it, and they both said the same thing. That Netanyahu told Putin, we cannot accept Iran in Syria. We will get them out. And they had a disagreement with it, and Putin didn't fight Netanyahu, but he told Israel, you just need to watch yourself, man. And so Israel's going to make a move at the same time on Iran. Iran's got about 20,000 soldiers right now in Syria, and that's not counting the Hezbollah proxy group they run. And so Israel's going to go at it in southern Lebanon, over on the Golan Heights. You know, as I was explaining last night, Israel has rebels that are on the Syrian side of the Golan Heights. They're Al-Qaeda, they're ISIS, wherever you want to call them. But they're rebels that give Israel information on Iranian moves and Hezbollah moves over in Syria. And as long as these group of rebels give Israel this information, Israel gives them weapons, Israel gives them ammunition, gives them food, gives them water, gives them medical treatment when they get hurt over on the Israel side of the Golan Heights. And so Assad's moving in and getting ready to wipe out these rebels in the Golan Heights. It's one of the last areas over in that part that he needs to clean up. And he's moving in with Hezbollah and Iran. And so you're going to see Israel make a move for these guys as soon as this kicks off.
I don't think that these rebels are what people think that they are, because they keep forming these humanitarian corridors for these guys to supposedly move out unarmed with their families and stuff. But where do they go? They just seem to disappear in the thin air or something. And I always wonder where all these guys are going. And who are they? Are they actual, or a lot of them American mercenaries that like used to be in special forces and stuff like that? You know, I've seen a lot of pictures and war footage of Afghanistan, Iraq, U.S. soldiers, and man, you can't tell the difference between them and some jihadis. To be honest with you, when they're dressed up right, man, you can't tell a difference.
Well,
you know, I wish that the U.S. government would say any U.S. foreign fighter or foreign special agent
Jeff.
or foreign, let's just say, security agent. We'll just call you a security agent, an agent of security working for anybody. You lose your security clearance in the United States.
Jeff,
period.
What kind of anti-government shit are you spewing, man? Are you saying that the CIA could have instigators over there stirring shit up and trying to cause trouble around the world? Are you really saying that about our government, man?
Absolutely not. That's absolutely ridiculous. Who
okay. I was just checking. I'm sorry. It just kind of sounded that way to me for a minute. But okay.
I don't appreciate that.
Okay.
Here, I thought this was a cooking show.
Okay. Back to you, Dave.
Yeah.
Poor Dave.
But anyway, you know, Israel's going to make a beeline for them, and And so that's going to be a war in itself with this other war that breaks out. Now, I will say this, as ominous as it does look out front, and it looks very ominous right now, the question is, you've got to question, why has Trump gave Putin and Assad so long to move their shit out of the way like he did with that air base he hit the first time? You've got to question. He's given them more than 2 days. He's almost gave them 3 full days already. And who knows, this attack may not go down to this weekend. They're talking about, some people. But
we'll give them plenty of fucking heads up so you guys don't, we'd hate for a war to break out.
And he says he would never telegraph his move. He telegraphed this a lot worse than what Obama telegraphed.
Because he's fucking, look, I just have to go off on it again, man. The Twitter thing is just unpalpable to me, man. Trump, put your motherfucking phone down and be a president.
Well, if y'all would have heard the Q drop today, you would know that this whole thing is a fake. Trump is fixing to drop missiles and bombs on China. They're never going to see it coming. This whole Syria thing is just a head fake.
Oh, really? Well, there is that, I guess.
One day he's going to wake up and realize it's not as it seems. For whoever is talking to him and telling him what is and what isn't. It's just unbelievable to me that anybody could, in their right mind,
saying
this ridiculous line.
Well, they're saying in Syria, and this was interesting to me, it says the room for error in any military operation will be smaller than any other military operation in modern history. One slight miscalculation can and will result in serious global ramifications. That's what
fucking
they're
A. Then stop starting a war on Twitter, you dickhead.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What did
when you were talking about Israel, backing up to Israel just a hair, and them running strikes into Iran and Syria, Israel are, we'll call them precision nuclear power plant attack specialists. That's what they specialize in, is attacking infrastructure like power plants.
Well,
so when they say they're going to hit somebody, that's what they hit. We hit stuff like airfields and empty air bases and
hospitals occasionally. Hospitals,
full hospitals and full schools.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I said, Israel has already stated numerous times that the next war in southern Lebanon or in southern with Hezbollah, they're going to consider everything a military target: schools, playgrounds, you name it.
They already do that. Where are these people all these people that died and got injured out in Palestine, in Gaza, protesting? Nothing but unarmed people. Right. They might have been armed with rocks or something, but.
Like the Palestinians.
What you'll be armed with pretty soon. A bucket full of rocks.
Well, what's going on though. Like I said, it looks ominous on the outside, and it is. But there's some talks. We're still having back channels with Russia on the deconfliction line in Syria that we have set up with them, and they said that these talks, aren't going that great. They said that Russia that basically Russia still believes, even though these talks are going on, that we're still going to end up hitting Syria. And
everything's pointing that direction, right? I mean, that's exactly what Trump's alluding to. When he said something about
shit don't stop in Syria unless you see it slow down in Yemen. As you saw, Saudi Arabia bought $1.1 trillion worth of weapons from Trump. I don't know, like 2 weeks ago. They came back today and said they need more.
There's a 500,000 kids. There's a 500,000 kids starving to death over there right now. They've already killed 5,000 of them.
It's fucking horrible.
Yeah. So there is that. Go ahead, David.
Well, like I said, you're going to see Israel do their thing once this kicks off, and you're going to see Turkey do their thing, and we could end up squaring off with Turkey. Well, what they're saying with these back channel talks, they said, well, how we're doing this is that Netanyahu is good friends with both Trump and Putin, so we're going through Netanyahu right now talking to Russia. NATO is going through Turkey to talk to Russia, so you've got two streaks here of talking going on. You got America, Britain, and France talking to Russia through Israel, and then you got all of NATO talking through Turkey. to Putin. It's because NATO knows that once this goes, Putin is thrown out. He's going to hit Ukraine as soon as this is his ace in the hole.
Why are they talking to Putin? Putin's not doing anything.
No, but what I'm saying is
everything is blamed on Russia, man. Come on, you can get with the program. Everything is blamed on Russia. You know, if you got the runs this evening, blame it on Russia.
I didn't get the memo, goddammit.
Okay.
You know, we can all know the truth, but what matters right now is the narrative, because that's what's going to be catastrophic to the world. The truth is great, but the narrative is what fucks everybody up.
Yep.
Truth is the first casualty, that's for sure.
And so what this is telling me, when you got NATO going through Turkey to talk to Putin, that means that NATO knows that Putin's going to make a move for the Baltics and perhaps Ukraine. And so NATO's trying to say, hey, you know, they're going back and forth. And the deal is, it's if you got to wonder how much of this is scripted, though. I mean, if they're still having back channel talks, you got to wonder if we didn't give Putin a list of bases and say, these are the ones we want to hit. You know, this is what we're doing. And Putin comes back and says, well, you can hit these 3, but not these 8. So you wonder if we're not just negotiating over what bases we're going to hit, because Putin is moving his troops back. There's a map of it, and you can tell he's pushing back, not out. He's just pushing back. So obviously we told him how far in the country we're going to hit. And so, you know, that part of it, but all it's going to take is one errant missile and a bunch of soldiers get hit in a base that wasn't supposed to get hit, and it's on. I mean, there's no room for miscalculation. Syria is one of the smallest.
Or could it even be that they think two ways? They think we're playing along with this escalation because it seems like that's maybe what they want to do again. And then on the other hand, they're thinking, but they might be for real, so let's play it like that as well. That's kind of how it looks to me.
Russia come out and said that they still believe, no matter that these talks are going on, that there's highly likely we're gonna hit Syria, and so I think the way this map looked today that I've seen where Putin's going back is that he knows how far to go back, like there's a safe zone. So we've had to tell him this is how far we're gonna bomb. Anything, you know, if you're up past that, you're gonna get hit. You need to go further back. There's your choice. You know, if you don't move up, then it's your fault. If you move back, then good on you.
Here's something I don't want anybody to forget.
He'd know
Hang on a second, Jeff. Hang on a second, Jeff.
Sorry.
Here's something I want everybody to remember. Russia has a Rothschild central bank.
Yep.
Don't ever forget that.
Well, yeah, and they all contribute to the IMF too, China and Russia.
Yeah. So, just throwing that out there. When it comes to playing their cards and doing the hand they're dealt and whatever the fuck you, whatever kind of analogy you want to stab onto it, then there's your answer. If it's not about the money, it's about the money, and if it's not about the money, it's about the money.
So the question is this: is with all the information that I've been seeing for the past couple of days, man, there's so much out there. Especially, there's a lot of misinformation out there, and I'm sure some of it's being thrown out by the government on purpose. They know that people are socially modified these days, and they read Facebook and they read Twitter and they listen to YouTube, so they get their own Washington trolls, Kremlin trolls, and they start throwing stuff out there to confuse all of us because they don't want us to know what's going to go down. And the deal is, most people don't, because they don't give a shit. 80% of this country got their heads up their goddamn ass.
They're making moves for the next 150 to 100 years.
Yeah.
They want to be in control and how they want the world to run in the next 50 to 100 years, and that's where their plans are at. Everybody that's trying to throw analogies at it, they're thinking about tomorrow.
And the superpowers are going to be in the East and not the West. Unless nukes get thrown out, and God forbid that ever happen. There was a Russian general yesterday that said, all right, America, you want to tangle, we'll tangle. Let's just hope nukes don't get involved. That was his exact words.
Or biologicals. That would be a motherfucker. That's the one I'm dreading. I don't give a nuclear strike. If I'm not within 50 miles of it, I couldn't give two shits less, man. I really couldn't give two shits less, unless I'm downwind. If I'm downwind from it, then I'm probably going to be a little upset. But, if I'm not within 50 miles of ground zero of a nuclear strike, who gives a fuck? It's going to hurt, for sure. But a biological, it could prevailing winds, if they dump that shit in the prevailing winds across this country, it could wipe out everybody. That's the truth.
You're exactly right. You know, and so this is what's so dangerous about this is we won't know until this starts out. You know, we won't know how serious. And this is, I believe it is going to happen. We are going to strike Syria, and
who's in the 90? What was it on the Georgia Guidestones? Keep the population at 500 million, and there's 7 billion. So who's in the 95% that's going to go away? If you don't think you're in the 95%, raise your hand.
The sign that's right beside it. Georgia Guidestones.
The sign.
The sign that's beside it says no trespassing and no camping.
Oh. Hey man, next time I go to see it, or if I ever go to see it, I'm gonna get up on top and sunbathe. Yeah.
You know, here's the facts for you, and this tells you how dangerous this war is going to be. It says 6 regional powers, not to mention 2 global superpowers, all operating their own independent operations within an area smaller than Nebraska. It says the room for error in any military operation will be smaller than any other military operation in modern history. One slight miscalculation can and will result in serious global ramifications.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
No.
But what about global warming? Nobody cares about that anymore, do they?
Did they address chemtrails in this big talk of theirs? Sorry.
I feel like I need a vaccine.
Jeff brings this out of me, man. I don't know why. Lance used to, but Lance kind of just went, eh. So I don't. Jeff brings this out of me though. You should have heard us last night after you left, man. I missed you by that much. Missed you by that much, man. 30 seconds, maybe a minute, and I'd have caught you. But
yeah, I could only be on for an hour.
I heard you when you said goodbye to everybody. You had this huge yawn in the background. I could hear later, everybody.
It used to be around 10, and it's my bedtime.
Well, got to put them 99 panties on and get.
Oh, listen to him, Dave. You know what?
I'm 51 years old.
You must have had 1,000 people.
I'm 50, brother. I'm right there with you.
I'm 51 with bad hell.
At least 1,000 people watching you last night, man. Don't listen to him.
Lucky I didn't fart.
Oh, shit. All right, go ahead,
People
David.
are crazy. They're either going to get us in a war or not. I don't know.
Talk.
It seems like we keep saying this like all the time throughout history, and then they'll get us into a real war. Now they'll get us into enough real ones to where we're just like, well, you know, they might be getting us into a war now, or it's just like, you know, I don't know whether they're going to build a bomb shelter or freaking go apply for unemployment or something. Go back to school.
Well, you know, they say, my question is how many different countries' jets are going to be in there? You know, Britain's going to have jets. We're going to have jets. France is going to have jets. I don't know.
I don't have a jet. Where's my fucking jet? I don't
Saudi
have a jet.
Gonna have their jets up. Is Qatar going to have jets up? You know,
I want a jet.
You know, I know that Britain it doesn't have any ships over there, but they've got 2 submarines, and Theresa May ordered them up to the front earlier today in the firing range. And so, you know, this is going to be, like I said, this is going to be a sustained attack. This isn't going to be just a couple hours. This is going to be a coalition-style attack like we had in Libya. Like, you know, some analyst says it wouldn't be surprising if we didn't do a shock and awe type situation on it.
What if it would be so really cool if Putin really did shut down the Donald Cook twice with anti-electronic warfare systems, and maybe he's got a really nice cool card up his sleeve, and he's piling them up all in there on purpose, like.
Oh, he could be.
You know, like he's got something real, because we already saw him hit with his ballistic missiles from the the Black Sea, I think.
Yeah.
Like 3,800 miles and hit within 10 yards of the target. Shit, we ain't got nothing that'll do that.
He's got 70,000 troops massed on the border already.
Yeah, Ukraine.
Mm-hmm. So he's not going to let anything catch him off guard.
This ain't Iwo Jima.
I know the other day
I'm pretty sure those 70,000. I'm pretty sure most of those are probably Spetsnaz, and they could roll through Ukraine in about a week. With given the right amount of firepower and support from the air, those 70,000 could roll through Ukraine in a week.
Yeah.
No problem.
Ukraine is so infiltrated with the Western liberals and all the George Soroses and the chocolatiers, and I don't think, man, you couldn't, even if you went in there and occupied the place, you'd still have the same fucked up country.
How many troops do we have over there, David, in Ukraine right now?
Ukraine?
Yeah.
I'm not a couple hundred just training them.
That's what I was thinking. So they don't have any support at all, man. But I mean, there's troops everywhere around them, Poland and Lithuania. So yeah, okay.
I don't see any Ukrainian protests against war going on.
Well, here's some breaking news that just came out.
Uh-oh.
This is being announced at a Fox and CNN both same time.
Uh-oh.
It says the President's National Security Council will meet tomorrow afternoon to make decisions on Syria's response.
Is he calling Nikki Haley back from the UN?
She's a bitch.
Well, she went off. She was going off yesterday.
Yeah.
I hate her. God, I hate her.
She's only saying what she's told to say, but man, she puts a lot of effort into being a fucking cunt.
I hate her. I really do, man. I dislike her as much as I dislike Clinton.
Yeah.
And I know that might be really skewed, but man, I don't know. Maybe I dated a bitch like her or something. I don't remember, but man, she really, for some reason, she's a scary bitch.
I don't use the C word very often, but it fits her. It fits her. I think the only other woman in politics I've ever called the C word was Hillary. And it fits them both. So, there you go. All right. Next thing on the stack of stuff.
Just to go here, let's talk about it. North Korea, and what no one's paying attention to now. Little Kim came out the other day and acknowledged publicly that he is going to meet with Trump. But I think that's kind of a sideshow to what's going on, because if this happens in the Middle East, that's going to go off over there too. They said that Kim talked about that he wants to denuclearize, but that basically what they said, what people aren't understanding is that Little Kim's version of denuclearization is a different view of what we consider denuclearization. To us, it means getting rid of your nuclear weapons. To Little Kim, it means us getting rid of our troops off the DMZ and out of South Korea.
Neither of which are going to happen.
No.
Has he made any statements regarding the IAEA, like joining on or signing on?
No. Nope.
That would be a plus.
Well, this is what people aren't seeing that's happening. If everybody remembers, a couple weeks ago, the UN passed sanctions on North Korea, sea embargo sanctions, saying they're going to stop every single ship to and out of North Korea. We're going to board them. We're going to go through everything. And if they're carrying stuff they shouldn't be, they're going to be confiscated. Well, you haven't heard much about that till today, and this came out tonight. It says Britain sends third warship to North Korea coast as tensions heat up. It says Western countries and their key Asian allies have deployed naval forces to areas including the Yellow Sea to enforce the trade embargo imposed on North Korea by the UN over its nuclear missile programs. So there's a sea embargo going on, just starting right now on Little Kim, and he's not going to like this. And so this is what's behind the Middle East stuff, is no one's paying attention to now. We're building up off the coast of North Korea with ships from different countries.
And he's all about some unification now. They don't like that.
No, they don't like that at all. So this is going to go, once the Middle East goes, it's just going to be a wildfire all the way to the Asian theater. It's all going to go. It's all going to go. If we get into it with Russia over in Syria, it's just going to explode. It's going to go through Europe. It's going to go through Asia. This is what I'm talking about. It's so deadly. We're building up all over the place. And they're saying, we've got a carrier that took off today It's going to be over in the Mediterranean, over, I think, within 10 days, they said. And so we're bringing a carrier that way already. It's just going to take a little while to get there. So this is how long this attack's going to be on Syria. They expect this long of attack for a carrier group to get there within 10 days.
You know, now would be the perfect time for a fake alien invasion to make peace all over the world.
All right, all right. Hang on. Look, everybody, I want you to close your eyes and mentally hold hands with everybody else in the room. And for the next 30 seconds, we're going to sing "Kumbaya," led by Jeff. And we'll start this. World peace.
Everybody, close your eyes and mentally punch Jeff.
Well, whatever works, man. Whatever works. If you want to hold hands, hold hands. If you want to throw a virtual punch at Jeff, throw a virtual punch at Jeff. Regardless, we're singing "We Are the World," motherfuckers.
Well, I keep up with the UFO channels, and they've all been pushing this, not just the alien invasion, but all these weird blue lights and crap, and, it's really prevalent, and,
yeah.
It's all fake, I'm sure. So.
Oh, hey, man, this is completely down a rabbit hole, but are either of you guys watching the live stream?
I am.
Are you? Do I look like a fucking piranha? Do I look like a fucking piranha? I got called a piranha in the room.
You look like one of them dudes that works for the casino that fucking stands off to the side in a really bad fitting 3-piece suit. The guy that doesn't say anything, he just watches people, but not the people that are like in there, but the people that work there. That's the guy you look like.
Oh.
I don't know if that looks like a piranha or not. Like your name should be like Jimmy Knuckles or something like that.
Jimmy Knuckles. Fuck. Okay. We'll let that go right there. Thanks very much. Moving on. Swiftly.
This just came out. It says the national security team is slated to meet at White House tomorrow on Syria. It is not yet clear if the president will take part in the meeting. A source says the UK will hold a similar meeting in London tomorrow. Well, this is going to
so a bunch of overpaid hoity-toity shitheads are going to gather around and decide which chess piece goes where and when they're going to kick this shit off, huh?
Yep, and it's going to be by this weekend.
Good
That's
on
a fact.
They better hurry up and close down the rest of the Walmarts.
All right, carry on, man. I just wanted to throw that in there. Thanks, Jeff, for reminding us about FEMA camps and shit.
No problem.
The funny thing about that statement that Jeff made is that there's actual video footage of that shit.
I heard they're going to have free Wi-Fi.
The fenced-in parking lots and yeah, okay.
It's for your protection.
Go ahead, David.
What else here? It says Russia's deployed all of its fighters and vehicles from Deir Zor Air Base to Al-Talali camp west of Deir Zor City for security reasons. They move stuff from one base to another. What else here? So the Secretary General of the UN calls on the permanent members of the Security Council to avoid the situation in Syria from spiraling out of control.
Everybody's starting to have second thoughts about this, it seems, except the parties that are really interested in war. I was thinking of something today. You know how we got a problem with police in the police policy in the United States, where they
shoot first and ask questions later.
Beat you in the face with their stick, and you're holding your arms up, blocking the swings, and they're telling you you're resisting because you're blocking them from beating you in the face. This is kind of like, this reminds me of our foreign policy now, where we go around, we just beat we just start swinging at them with billy clubs, and we keep saying, stop resisting, stop resisting, stop resisting. I mean, it's just funny to me.
As soon as you get out of the ER, I'm arresting you for resisting arrest. Don't shoot, man, don't shoot. My hands are in the air.
And we've done this same crap, you know. It's like, get your hands out of your pockets. I don't know what you got in your pockets, yellow cake.
Yeah, yellow cake. That was beautiful, man. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going. That was awesome.
They're saying over the past couple years that Russia has delivered 40 Panzer S-1 air defense systems to Syria in the past couple years since Russia's been there, that they've got over 40 more air defense systems now. And that's why we probably won't fly too many planes into Syria. We'll do all of our airstrikes from somewhere else, like from Jordan. We'll try to get through because Putin's going to have his S-400 and S-500s on. That's a fact. And so I don't know how we're going to get past them, man. I mean, I guess cruise missiles are going to be the most thing, and we'll do some jet strike. I don't know where, though.
Throwing up drones at him that he wastes enough shots that he doesn't have any more shots, maybe.
1/100th the cost of this upcoming war would feed everybody on the planet that's starving right now, and probably build homes for all of them too. You know, forever. It's just,
and then,
it's ridiculous.
I think this was kind of crazy here.
It's pathetic.
This dude in charge,
unhuman.
the guy in charge of the Defense Council of Ukraine came out today, and he urged the U.S. to launch a nuclear strike on Syria.
Hell yeah, bitches! Let's drop some nukes on them.
Why didn't somebody next to him, sitting next to him in a chair, punch him in the mouth and tell him to shut the fuck up? You know, why didn't that happen? Why couldn't that be the headline?
These would be tactical.
You know, rogue politician said something about nukes, had ass handed to him by rest of parliament.
I want Russia to declare a no-fly zone over Washington, D.C.
Justin Trudeau came out and he announced that Canada will not be participating in the military strikes against Syria.
It's because it's against his feminist nature.
Well, I think they claim that they donate, you know, he's donated like millions to all the refugees over there and everything else. I think like $10 million for all the refugees they're taking in. He's donated, he's like paid that much for them all, paying them to come there.
It ain't his money. He couldn't give 2 squirts of piss, man. As soon as he gets out of office, he's going to go for a sex change and shit and turn into a woman.
That's what I always thought too, man.
That guy eats more pillow than you could shake a stick at.
I couldn't believe he was married to a woman.
Probably for a short period of time until she caught him wearing her clothes.
He's about as feminine as you can get.
Mm-hmm. Can't hold his liquor either. Did you ever see that videotape?
Nah.
Of him down in India, falling all over himself and shit, stumbling and slurring and shit when he was talking. That one's priceless, man. Go look it up.
They say that Kuwait Airways has announced it has decided to stop flights to Beirut starting tomorrow until further notice on the basis of security warnings.
Damn it, I was going to go there on fucking vacation this summer.
Hey, you know, that's the best decision that's been made over there all week long.
Saying that it's too dangerous to fly in the atmosphere surrounding Lebanon. And that's what they're saying is that this is why
because all that political.
PWA, I'd say no more planes anywhere around there.
Yeah, the airlines have come out Eastern Europe over there, and they said no planes allowed in this area. I mean, if you look at a flight map of Syria right now, it's blank. All these planes are all flying all different directions except over Syria. So they're like saying,
and that's a nice target over anywhere over there is to take out a passenger jet full of somebody. You know, I don't know, the blind basketball team from Nowhereistan.
Well, I'm sure that all that political hot air and bullshit flying around over the top of that place, it's got to cause turbulence. So it's probably pretty scary flying.
I'm just saying we don't mind shooting jets down with people.
No. Had plans on it for a long time. Operation Northwoods. Go look it up.
That works like a better than a sarin gas bomb. Russia did it.
Like that one in Ukraine that got brought down.
Russia did it.
This was interesting. Assad advisors, the Syrian government and their allies are consulting. It says the Syrian government and its allies are in consultation over U.S. threats of military action and have options. An advisor to President Bashar al-Assad was quoted as saying in an interview with the Lebanese channel on Wednesday. It says she said that the Syrian government and its main ally Russia had made preparations after Israel's strike on Sunday against the T4 airfield near Homs. It says the West was waging a psychological war after the defeat of rebels in eastern Ghouta, she added, pointing to what she called contradictory statements between different branches of the U.S. government. What else she say here? She said consultations are ongoing between the allies and they will not let matters progress as Washington wants, she said, describing the alliance as including Syria, Iran, Russia, and the Lebanese group Hezbollah. The rules of engagement have changed in favor of Damascus as its position in the war has grown stronger, she added. So that's who we're going to be fighting against, the named groups that she all named off right there. And that'll be the beginnings of it. Then once it gets going, it'll end up, you can add China to that list and North Korea.
Yeah, nobody's adding China into the mix during this entire talk of World War III that's going on.
China came out yesterday, and they said that we strongly urge both sides
to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, to cool it down. But of course, China's going to take the side of Russia. I mean, the Chinese defense minister was just in Moscow last week
and said that
we're here to give you, we're here to give you our support against the United States.
And they said that they have the best relations ever between Russia and China ever in history right now. So
they should.
That's What's up, Lance?
Hey, what's up?
It's about time you fucking added into the call, man.
I've been on for about 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, sure. Okay.
Yeah, man.
Okay. You got anything you want to add in, man?
No. I'm just listening. I'll add in when we get to a part. But no, I'm listening to the World War III.
Is there anything that you want to make sure we touch base on tonight before we get off the air?
No, interest rates are getting better because I guess the market's tanking every once in a while. So I think they're seeing the war coming, so interest rates are getting a little bit better for some reason.
What are the bonds doing?
I mean, the yield's getting less on them, so the rates are getting better.
Okay. All righty, go back to your bong. I'll pull your chain.
It's a fatty. I twisted one up tonight.
Oh, right on. That's cool. At least you ain't gonna make that gurgling noise in the background.
No, just the that part of it every once in a while.
Make sure you mute when you go to the toilet, though. Okay.
I will.
All right. Back to you, Dave.
All right. This came out tonight from Associated Press. It says Secretary of State nominee Mike Pompeo is to tell senators years of soft U.S. policy toward Russia are now over. So this is how serious it's getting. Again, I'll read that.
Reread that again, just in case somebody missed it.
Soft U.S. policy towards Russia?
Yep.
Years of soft policy towards...
And, it wasn't soft policy. It was diplomacy. That's what was, that's what we have with Russia and China to keep us out of war. And when that diplomacy goes, you got what's coming.
Diplomacy is a euphemism, people, for overpaid shitheads gathering together and having discussions on your dime.
And our policy towards Russia for the last 10, 15 years has been blame them for fucking everything.
Well, and plus they've been filling everybody in this country's head with the fact that they're backwards Russians, they don't have shit, their technology sucks, and meanwhile they just went,
we could just steamroll them.
They went right past us in technology while we weren't even looking.
Yeah. Yep. And everybody still thinks that. We could just steamroll them. We got more shit.
Shit. Anybody that thinks that, go look at the Sukhoi 35. I think is the number of that plane. I think that's their most latest iteration. That plane
they got their shit so bad that we're having a hard time forming up a coalition. In fact, the next member of the coalition, I think, is going to be the Texas Air National Guard or somebody.
Yeah. It's maybe it's the 45. I'm not sure. It's the newest Sukhoi fighter.
Nobody wants to fight Russia.
Evidently, Trump does, because he's on that Twitter boy.
I mean, other than,
Like I said, most Americans, and I understand a lot of Americans these days have to work, long hours at one job or two jobs, and they're busy with this and that, and they don't have time to see this. Me, I've got plenty of time. So this is why I do this stuff and run my Facebook group and talk about this, because I try to give the person that's working 40, 50 hours a week, the news of what's really happening. Yeah. And I'm telling you, this statement right here by Pompeo telling the senators that U.S. policy toward Russia are now over, that's a very harsh statement. And this goes right along with the war coming now. And so, it's very disturbing what's fixing to happen. And what most Americans don't realize, this just isn't going to be a war. You're being told on the news, oh, this is a war with Syria. No, this is a war with Russia, with Syria as the cover.
This is a war with everybody.
And we're war weary.
Yeah, this country is. There aren't a whole other.
This will finish us off. If this gets big, this will finish us off.
We're already.
I mean, all of our military is just freaking strung to the damn limit now. I mean, they've been constant deployment forever. I mean, that never stopped and slowed down.
They turned on the jamming systems over Syrian airspace, and they're starting to jam all these drones. We've been trying to, and it's got our people so pissed off because they can't fly their little drones in there and go in and just be completely absolved of any responsibility at all. It was the drone that did it. Sorry,
they're not going to let it be a PS4 war.
No. It's going to be a stone thrower or lead thrower, however,
Well, I think all of our equipment is just so electronically advanced and maybe underprotected that probably if we went into full-blown combat with them, urban combat, man, all our shit's going to fail. Radios.
Hobo?
Drones.
Yeah, let me address something in the room really quick in chat. Hobo, Trump is an idiot. I agree with you wholeheartedly that he's an idiot, but he was an idiot before he was the president. He's going to be an idiot after he gets out of the president's chair if he makes it out without getting his head shot open. But here's the thing.
Any guy that sleeps with a freaking porn star and pays her 180 grand is absolutely brilliant.
Well, okay. You envy the cat. Okay, I'll give you that. But look, he is not going to take us into war. It wouldn't matter who was in the fucking White House right now. If it was Hillary, if it was Trump, if it was the purple green monster, it doesn't matter. This was going to happen no matter what, because our economy.
9/11, what happened to Bush on 9/11? Where did they take him?
Fuck if I care.
They took him to the sealed bunker in somewhere in Nevada where he had no communications with the White House at all, and all that crap.
So, somebody else was running the fucking shit.
Yeah, Cheney and
Rumsfeld.
And not Wolf. Yeah,
Wolfowitz.
Condoleezza Rice, Wolfowitz, and Kissinger.
Yep. Fucking Kissinger, man! Why can't that guy just die? Why can't he just fucking die?
I bet he's got bad breath.
He was an old man.
Karl Rove was part of that too.
Yeah,
Karl Rove. Yeah. Kissinger was an old man when I was in kindergarten. How the fuck is that cat still around? Even Rockefeller gave up at 100. Man.
Israeli. He was Israeli, right? Or was he?
I don't know. Kissinger. Henry Kissinger. I don't know. What's Kissinger's?
I think he was from Greece.
Oh. He talks like he's got balls hanging out of his mouth.
I can't imagine being in Washington sitting next to somebody like that without saying, "Man, what's wrong with you? You stop chewing on your tongue, man."
Dude, you smell like chitlins, dude. Go the fuck away.
You look like a booger, man. What is wrong with you?
Stop eating the ham. It's tainted meat.
As long as Dave's talking, this is a very professional show.
Yeah, but it's my show, so I have to chime in every once in a while and bring some, lunacy to the program. Sorry, go ahead. And I'll let you add in too. You're fun to have on. I'm glad you came on tonight because you're fun to have on. Yeah. Lance is just sitting back there, getting baked and shit, and he's not adding in at all anymore. He used to be my color guy, but no. All right, go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
A lot coming across here saying it's looking like tomorrow night's going to be the night this is going to kick off. And like I said, it ain't 100%.
Why a Thursday night, man? What the fuck is a Thursday night? Okay, it's April 12th. Is there 4/12? Is there some kind of significance to 4/12 on the Masonic calendar or something? What the fuck? Why on a Thursday? We decided to go to war with Syria on what day is it? Thursday. We're going to go Thursday.
Well, everybody kind of figured out because Trump was supposed to leave for Latin America on Friday, and he canceled yesterday and said, "No, I can't go now. I got to handle the Syria situation." And then Secretary of Defense Mattis was supposed to go to San Francisco and somewhere in Utah or in Nevada this weekend too, and he canceled right after Trump said, "I'm not leaving D.C. this weekend." So everybody kind of figured out it was going to be, either between now and this weekend sometime.
So they're pissed off that they had to cancel their frequent flyer miles and lose them to the airlines, and now they're just going to go ahead and drop bombs.
They got to cover up something big. If it's got to go down before they cover up something big. So what's the cover up?
The crash of the stock market.
What? Yeah. Well, maybe, or maybe the FBI is going to give Hillary like total immunity for everything. I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just saying it's a cover up. I mean, that's what the rush to war is, always cover something up.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the collapse of the fucking dollar. Something.
So the headline Thursday is we're at war. Headline Friday is who fucking cares? We were at war.
Whoa. Okay, wait a minute. China is going to put the renminbi out as a gold-backed currency on the world market here this week. Have they done that yet? Or was that scheduled for Thursday, Friday?
What was the bill, Dave? Today it was 5041 from senator or congressman, whoever from somewhere, for backing the dollar with gold.
Psh. What gold? U.S. don't have no gold?
Well, pretend gold. Gold content.
Oh, you mean gold certificates? We'll give you this piece of paper. It's just as good as gold.
There was another strike force carrier group that left out of Norfolk yesterday.
Headed for the Med, but it's going to take them 2 days to get there. It's going to take them 2 days to get there.
No, it usually takes them a little bit longer than that. But
the way there.
Yeah, it takes them longer than that. But I mean, the jets and everything get over there. But the strike force will take about 5 or 6 days. I think Dave can probably.
Well, yeah, because they can fly KCs
get a little bit more accurate.
Yeah.
Well, the deal is what people don't realize. We really, this carrier's on its way, but I heard that this carrier was already going on a routine patrol that way anyway. It's going to replace the one in the Persian Gulf right now. The way you go from there and you go down toward into the Med and you sit there for a little while and you're with the 7th Fleet. Then you go through the Suez Canal through.
You got to wait for the oilers to get reloaded.
Yeah, you go through the Suez Canal down into the Indian Ocean, and then up into the Persian Gulf, into the 5th Fleet. And this is where this carrier that left yesterday is heading. But the deal is, and people automatically thought, oh, God, it's because of this. It's really not, but because
it's rotation.
It's rotation, but it's going to be passing through this area on the way. So it'll probably stay there for a little while if things are really going hot. So, I mean, that's what that, but... we've got, we got 400 planes in the Middle East theater right now on land. So they're saying we really don't even need a carrier for this. We've got enough planes within flying distance of that area on land stationed at bases.
But they got a limited number of bombs.
Well, we've got a big ammo base set up in Israel where we've got bombs stored.
No,
we've got a big ammo base in Qatar where we got bombs stored. We've got a big ammo base in Incirlik that we're going to be flying out of too. We're going to be flying out of Incirlik.
Yeah, I think that'll get shut down. I believe Incirlik, before it's over with, if it gets started, I believe Turkey's just going to say, you know what, no more U.S. here, no more.
If we still have nuclear weapons, have nuclear weapons in Turkey, we are that's just the dumbest fucking move that the Pentagon's ever made.
We still got nukes there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If we still have nuclear weapons there, that's dumb. That's straight dumb. Because he'll take them. He'll take them. That guy's a fucking rogue from the word go. You know that as well as anybody, David.
Yeah. Heard it once. Like, I don't know. It's like Satan incarnate or something, man.
Yeah, he wants to be Hitler.
He's got a military. He ain't afraid to use it, kind of like the United States.
Wow. You know,
third largest one in NATO.
Yep.
All right, go ahead.
Well, like I said, we've got 400 planes in the general vicinity. We've got a big base in Doha, Qatar there that we've been leading the anti-ISIS mission out of. So they said we've got plenty of planes. We don't really even need a carrier right now. And so, you know, that's why we've only got like that one ship off there over there, the missile ship. That's pretty much all by itself, and it's got a couple subs protecting it, I think. I've heard that we've got other ships probably en route right now toward that area. You know, not with this carrier group, but that are closer, that are over in Europe right now. But like I said, Britain's got 2 subs. We've got a ship. France is sending planes. They're flying planes in. So
and a marching band. They're also
a marching band.
Yes.
And like I said, no one knows what Saudi's going to be bringing to the table. They want to be a part of this. They're going to be bringing something. Qatar wants to be a part of this.
They're going to roll Bob Hope's bones over there in the near future. Put him on stage. Let him do a little tap dancing.
With Hope.
And like I said, I think Israel will sneak in there. So
Israel doesn't sneak anywhere, man. Them fucking fuck.
You know, they're going to be doing their thing, though. They're going to have their hands full. And like I said, we'll be fighting that war with them down there against Hezbollah and stuff. We've got, like I said, a permanent base there now, a troop station there permanently. We just had that big Juniper Cobra drill with Israel. We had 25,000 troops there, or 2,500 troops or something there practicing Israel, getting hit on 3 different fronts from missiles. And at the same time, we were training Saudi Arabia simultaneously. And I knew right away something was up, because I'm like, listen, I said, we have never trained Israel and Saudi simultaneously with our troops at the same time. So I knew we were training for something. Plus, we've got that 2 bases in Jordan, and one of them is really modern. It's underground, and that's where a lot of our commanders hang out in the Middle East theater. It's in the underground base in Jordan. And so we'll be flying planes out of there, too. And so we've got all the bases covered for an air war. And if we wanted to bring in tanks, which I've been getting from sources I know, that they've been bringing in all kinds of tanks on Ro-Ro ships into Aqaba, Jordan, right off there off the Red Sea area. We've been loading in tanks. So if we do a land invasion type, it'll mainly come from Jordan into southern Syria.
Turn your oxygen back on, Lance. I was telling him to turn his oxygen back on. It sounded like he was coughing.
That was me. No, that was me.
I'm sorry.
So, you know, we're all set up. We've got all the equipment we need for a war over in that part of the world. I mean, we've been fighting in Afghanistan for how many years now? 16, 17 years?
Our guys are about wore the fuck out, you think? You know? Give them a fucking break, for Christ's sake.
Well, you know, on top of that, in Kuwait, we keep thousands of soldiers over there. I mean, thousands. There was 25,000 stationed over in Kuwait for a while when we pulled them out of Iraq, and I think we've constantly got between 12,000 and 20,000 troops making a rotation out of Kuwait, just on standby in case a war breaks out. When we pulled those troops out of Iraq, we didn't send them all back. We put them on rotations, and like you said, they're worn out.
Did you see the meme? I don't know if it was on Facebook or what. I've seen it on a couple of videos on YouTube over the last, 4 or 5 days, of the enlisteds holding a sign up in front of their face so they can't be identified, saying, I didn't sign up to fight an Al-Qaeda fucking ISIS fucking whatever. I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up for this. Incessant war. War after war after war after war. I didn't sign up for this.
Well, they're not so much wars as operations.
Whatever. Potato.
See, if we were at war, we would need an act of Congress.
No, we have the NDAA now. We can go anywhere that we say ISIS is.
So you see how that's fake news, right? We're not at war.
It's the war on terror, douchebag.
How about the California senator that said he wants to have, like, before you can post, anybody can post anything online, it's got to go through like a Ministry of Truth. Like, this is a serious bill in California, a serious bill in California.
I can believe it. They're getting ready to ban AR-15s in Indianapolis. They've already done it in a couple other cities, and the people that live there are just fucking having kittens over the shit, man. So,
and not only are our troops war weary, but they also have been seeing for the last 10 years that all their brethren going home are labeled like terrorists and unstable guys and shit like that America hates.
DOD's taking over their bank accounts and shit, telling them that they're not mentally capable to run their own lives.
So they don't feel like they have the support of the people.
No, they got the support of the people. They don't have the support of the government that put them in that position.
Hey, it's funny that you say that because there's a new question that started. There's 3 questions that started popping up on a new VA questionnaire. So when you're applying for a VA loan, it says, have you been rated at some level by VA? Have you had your financial responsibilities taken away or something like that? So there's 3 extra questions questioning your level of competence before you can get a VA loan now.
Have you been
diagnosed? Because that's a guaranteed loan. That's a guarantee, man. That's the one loan that they can't turn down for any reason, but they're looking for a reason to turn it down, I guess.
Yeah. Have you been diagnosed with PTSD? Or
yes. Yeah. But that's what the loan was created for. When people came back missing in arms and legs and eyeballs and shit, that they still could get a loan for a house because they fought for their damn country.
Yeah, now they're sleeping in tents and shit. I think there's 100,000 homeless veterans in this country.
The VA loan was originally designed for guys that were coming back all fucked up that would want to have a problem getting a loan from a regular bank.
Yeah, designed for the guys that are homeless right now, you mean? Yeah. That's who it was designed for, yep. The homeless guys. 100,000 of them.
Well, we got one of the VA hospitals here on the East Coast, the Hampton, Virginia VA hospital, and it's huge. I mean, it's a large one. The president and all the senators come down here because they increase their, cut down the wait times. It's homeless veteran city down there. I mean, they're walking around everywhere with placards. Homeless vet. Homeless vet.
Wasn't that one of the most corrupt VA hospitals?
Not this one.
You sure?
No, it wasn't this one. No.
You sure?
Yep, positive.
Okay.
Not this one.
Okay.
I don't want to break the flow here, but I got to before I forget again. Did anybody see the damn senators and congressmen questioning Zuckerberg? And after they throw him a softball, like a rehearsed kind of question, then they pop up with like their little placard and say, "Do you know this guy, Jim 264? Yeah. Are you going to let him stay on there or not?" It's like they all had their own little troll that they wanted to get rid of. And he's like, "Yeah, we'll get rid of him too. Oh yeah, we'll get rid of them too." That was insane. That whole
that Q&A
I've
was
never
just.
I've never seen a production of Hollywood like a New York a production. You know what I'm talking about? New York theater production.
Complete bread and circuses. He answered nothing with any kind of vigor. They didn't really. I mean, a couple of the senators tried to attack him, if you will, but
people don't care. A week from now, nobody will remember, and everybody be posting on Facebook like it was old hat.
And he wasn't even under a subpoena. He was there by choice, just because he's a nice guy.
Did you see that he had to sit on a little cushion to make him look taller? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I think they tried to make him look childish as possible.
He looked like Data. There's a meme
like,
on Facebook
I just got
right
out of my dormitory yesterday. I don't know what's happened. The whole thing has spun out of control.
He looked like Data. If he'd have had a gold tint to his skin, he'd have looked just like Data. If you look into Zuckerberg's eyes, There is absolutely no light on in there whatsoever. That guy is completely mind washed, and yeah, there's nothing there. There's not.
I mean, the whole thing. What I mean, he
saw
took
a sharp motherfucker. I saw somebody
Yeah.
be a president of the United States.
Fuck
Exactly.
that
I saw.
shit.
That
he
dude,
just said he did wrong.
He didn't slip up not one time. I think he wrote the
That's
questions
because
that he was going to
he's
answer.
fucking programmed.
The only thing that threw him off might have been Cruz and the other people that were throwing up the trolls that they wanted deleted. And he's like, no, I don't know who the fuck that is. Yeah, we'll take care of him. I'll have a team get back with you.
He was completely mind controlled when he was in that motherfucker, dude. I'm telling you. If you looked in his eyes, man, there was no glint. There was no humanity in there at all. That guy was an empty fucking suit.
Well, he's a well-programmed one.
Yeah, he is. They've had control of him for over a decade because they snapped him up.
Shit,
as soon
I'm
as he
starting
made,
to think as much as them boobs up there make mistakes the way they do, seeing him sitting there, I'm starting to think it's the other way around.
It was all seed money from the CIA that got it started.
Yeah, he bought some of them for $9,000, $9,000, $10,000, $12,000. What he bought them for, and who's running who? He knows everywhere they walk, how fast they walk, where they drive, what part of the building they're in. You know, the biometric. That's what they was sitting there for. They're not even concerned about that.
Hang on a second. You're mistaking Mark Zuckerberg with Jeff Bezos. Those two cats are completely different.
No. They were there. No. Mark Zuckerberg was there answering for the data breaches and from Cambridge Analytics. And if you look at the story that was built on what the Facebook app was collecting, was everything, all your biometric data, everything.
Yeah.
Look at Computing Forever's channel and look at his video.
Mark Zuckerberg.
It shows you all the shit that they collect. It's Facebook.
Mark Zuckerberg does not have access to all that data. He is just a fucking puppet for Facebook. He is the front man for Facebook. Jeff Bezos owns Facebook. Google owns Facebook. You get me? They were questioning a nobody. Everybody blames Mark Zuckerberg because he created Facebook, but he no longer runs that fucking company. It got sold a long time ago, man.
Well, it's a publicly traded company, but again, he wasn't there under subpoena, as he didn't.
Because he didn't.
It was a theater production, and if it was a theater production, then you know that they're all participants. In my opinion, he wrote the fucking questions he answered, so therefore, no, I don't think that
could very well
they're not controlling him. He's definitely controlling them.
Well, he was not going to get in trouble. He's not going to get in trouble. Period. He's not.
No.
Facebook is entirely too valuable to the people that are in charge of
the NSA's biggest data collection tool ever. The deputy director of the CIA so said so in 1992, sitting in front of Congress.
And you willingly give over your information.
All of your information. Where you go, your kids' pictures, your friends, your work, your likes, your dislikes.
Yep. Where you're at.
Everything.
Yep.
Fuck Facebook. I gave it up 6 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago now.
Yeah, he's been saying fuck Facebook for a long time.
And the truth is all the apps that people have on their phones now are collecting the same amounts of data.
Oh, yeah, Snapchat, fucking Instagram.
Not just Facebook.
Fucking, Twitter.
They're the ones with 2 million trillion users.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got Google on your phone and everybody does,
same thing.
You're under control.
Yeah.
You're being monitored.
Monitored. Yeah. Everything. I mean, it's. I was actually pretty amazed at the amount of metadata that they collect. I mean, it's unreal because of what they can get out of what's 5G now and the 4G.
Yeah, they tell when you took 5 steps, you turn right, you went up 6 steps.
Or if you were walking.
I saw that thing on Good Morning America, whatever.
That was unreal. Yeah, that was.
It was unreal.
I was surprised. I was like, holy shit, that's like some eagle eye stuff.
All props to Tucker Carlson.
And they had 2 phones, if you remember. One phone was off.
One was in,
and one phone was on.
Airplane mode. It was in airplane mode, meaning it was supposed
to
not be doing nothing, and it's still capturing everything.
That one gave more knowledge. If you remember from the report, that one actually gave more knowledge.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, because it wasn't having to turn itself off to upload data every 5 minutes. You know.
Well, he took the SIM cards out of both of them. And he didn't put the SIM cards back in them until he got back home from his, like, what was it, like a 14-mile trip or something like that.
But as soon as they connected to Wi-Fi, though, all that data went to...
They visited museums and everything like that.
Right. He scanned all the data before he put the SIM cards back in, and so he knew what data was fixing to be transmitted when he plugged them all back in.
All props to Tucker Carlson from Fox.
Hell yeah.
He's the one who did that.
That was amazing. I thought they only got about half of what the dude was showing, and if they're getting that much and he can find that much, to be sure, it's way worse than that.
Fuck yeah, and has been for a long time, man. You know, people are just now getting wise to the fact that the government collects data, but from 1972, there has been a computer network underground in Kansas called Echelon. And every electronic communication in this country has gone through that computer base forever.
This is how ridiculous it has become.
So I mean, the point I'm trying to make.
Retroactive kind of way, in a travel. Let's travel through time a little bit. You say, well, now if you don't want somebody looking through your camera, you just put a piece of tape over it, right? That's the best way to turn your camera off on your phone or your computer or your laptop or whatever. Put a piece of tape over it.
Right.
So then you find out next year that 20 years ago that they went to and bought up all the tape manufacturing companies and made tape in a way that you could see through it with a camera with the right software behind the camera. So it's insane.
Right.
It's nuts.
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make too, man, is that they've been collecting data on you for decades. Nobody questioned it until now. You know what I mean? So... It's almost like a moot point.
When we were saying your refrigerator is listening to you.
Here's another point that I want to make. If they told you tomorrow that they stopped collecting your data, would you fucking believe them?
Fuck no.
Okay. Because if you would, you're part of the problem.
Man, if their lips just moved yesterday or tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm just at this point, they're going to follow you no matter what, man. You can pick it all you want. You can fucking throw stones at Zuckerberg on Facebook and call him all kinds of names. It's not going to make a fucking bit of difference, man. They're going to follow you no matter what.
Dave.
If you don't want to be followed, get rid of your phone. Get rid of your Wi-Fi. That's the only way they're not going to follow you. They'll still follow you if you get in front of a camera because they got your face already.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Track you every which way, but track you every which way to Sunday. That's what we saw yesterday. We saw that they are tracking the shit out of us, and it's almost to a level that you're going, there's no way I can get out of this. There is no way. Hell, I'd have to move to the mountains to a rock under a rock.
Or get an old flip phone.
But
there's probably still telemetry.
It's insane. It's just crazy. It's like, no, your car is not a new car, but because it's sitting beside a car that is a new car, that other car has the ability to turn your car into some sort of antenna to read your. It's just every day it's something they are uncovering or turning up that just makes you go, man, they ate us up a long time ago, man, and they're just pretending like we're kind of eating their lunch a little bit with the alternative news and it's like, man, they got all this shit already in place, and let's just see how. But anyway, I wanted to ask Lance and Dave. Ask Jim.
Whoa, hang on. We got to make sure Lance is awake. Lance, are you awake?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just check.
Over the last month or two, a lot of the channels that I watch. Probably more than half of the channels that I watch on YouTube, they have absolutely kind of flipped and started pushing some shit that I always thought that they wouldn't push, or that, at any rate, about half the channels that I was watching, they've become like the rest. Have y'all experienced anything like this?
I can't say I have because I don't read anything on the internet really anymore.
If it doesn't come from CNN,
I follow Dave's Twitter. I follow your Twitter. I follow everybody's Twitter right now and just kind of catch my shit from there. I used to spend hours on the web searching, and I said, fuck it. I don't even take my laptop home anymore. I leave it at work now. I ain't had a laptop at the home in over a month.
But if it's on AC 360, he knows about it.
Nah, I don't even watch that shit anymore. I leave it on the Golf Channel or
the Golf Channel.
You know, I watch it.
God damn.
Regular news.
Yeah, I watched the Deadliest Catch last night.
Oh,
you know, I watched Moonshiners on Tuesdays. So, you know, fuck that.
I renewed my Prime subscription at Amazon. You know,
yep.
Lance fell back into the Matrix, man.
I didn't fall back into the Matrix. I'll still wake people up, still talk to them about, you know, how fucked up it is going on. But, you know, what the fuck can you do about it? Right.
Nothing.
We're too far gone.
Nothing. Yeah.
We're too far gone.
And there's so many people just still caught up in the little Scrabble stuff, and it's like, man, you're playing a different game. They're not playing that game.
Nah. No, every one of those people that received a participation trophy when they're growing up, I mean, that's they're just fucked up.
We won. No, we won. No, we won. That's you're seeing it on Capitol Hill, man. I mean, that's the mentality of Trump on Twitter, right? I'm gonna win, and we're gonna drop the best bombs ever.
Smart ones.
It's just pathetic, man. It's pathetic. I want to just go up to Washington D.C. and slap the fucking teeth out of that man.
You know, good-looking bombs too. These
act
are
a little presidential.
Bombs.
Yeah, act just a smidgen presidential, man. You know, I know you're all famous from being on Family Guy or fucking Simpsons or wherever the fuck it was, but come on. This ain't a fucking reality show, man. This is reality.
Well, looking at what he's doing now, though, absolutely makes all his magical mystery financing in his previous career of a real estate developer. You know how he kind of escaped out of bankruptcy by the skin of his teeth so many times?
He's beholden to the banks.
Magic. You know, he wrote books about how he played the banks and shit like that. And it just makes me wonder now if it wasn't something that was an option from a long time ago.
It's the same way Ronnie Reagan made it into the White House, man. You know, they did the whole fake moon landing and shit, and Hollywood said, we'll take care of this for you, but one of these days, you got to put us a fucking actor in the White House. And that's Ronnie Reagan. So, I mean, it's the same kind of deal. They cut a deal with him a long time ago to get his ass out of debt. And they said, we'll get you in the presidency, but you got to do everything we tell you to do when you're there. You dig? His ego is going to get a bunch of people killed.
I think that's kind of,
right.
You know, the ego thing it's something that is way too easy when he's in a bad position.
He's got a lot of money.
You know, nobody's that fucking confident. Hell, I can't imagine being president right now because I'd be saying stuff like, you know, hey, we don't want to go to war at all. We're going to really get out of the Middle East. No, I want to start hanging generals if they won't start bringing troops home. That sort of thing.
Trump's got a lot of money, man, but he wants to start hanging out with people that got a lot of money. You know what I mean? He wants his ticket.
Yeah, he's got a key to the bunker now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wants the ticket to the big club.
Well, he's got it now. He's president, and all presidents have that golden key.
He thinks he's got it. You know, they could still smoke this cat anytime they wanted to. What was I never did touch on this, probably because I haven't done a show in a fucking month. But you know, I know, shame on me. I know, I'm sorry. Life gets in the way.
I think they're useful. I think they're just as useful as ex-presidents. What's Obama?
Well, no, hang on. I want to jump down a rabbit hole for just a quick second, man. Because if I don't do it now, I'll lose it. Right?
All right.
What was the deal with the fire at Trump Tower that killed a motherfucker? What I never ever saw anybody dive into that.
It was a death ray from space. I've been telling you guys about the death ray from space and how they were going to get Trump with it, but you're not listening to me.
Dave, do you have any scoop on that at all?
Yeah, it was the guy that lived there. It started in one of his condos in his kitchen, I guess, and burned, and the old man died in there from smoke inhalation.
Okay, so it was just a kitchen fire.
the way they design those condos, they don't have fire sprinkler systems in it. So they said Trump's probably going to get sued over this. They said there's no sprinkler systems in the condos.
Hey, man, Trump didn't burn the falafel. What the fuck?
Where's a damn lawyer when you need them? Oh, yeah.
They signed the lease knowing that there was no sprinkler system. I'm obvious, you know what I mean? Because you would see the shit in the ceiling, right? So they signed the lease knowing that there was no sprinkler system in it. How does Trump liability fall into that at all? Nah. Legal ramifications. He's clean. Sorry about your old man, but hey, shit happens. You know, should have watched the fucking stove, Jack. That's part of being an adult.
Yeah.
So
Everybody wants to be a fucking
Death
victim.
Ray from space, is that?
Well, everybody wants to be a fucking victim, man. Everybody wants to be a fucking victim.
I am definitely a victim.
Whatever. I could go on a 30-minute rant about that shit. You know, there used to be a thing in this country called the cost of doing business too, right? There still is for small business owners, because if you fuck up, you got to eat the job and redo it, right? It don't happen that way with big corporations anymore, though. They just pass it off to the fucking consumer. Your prices go up a little bit so they can pay for the fuck up that they did 6 months ago. Whatever.
And that reminds me, Joseph put up a video today about how to make a waterproof like container out of PVC to keep your guns and stuff. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, that's like really complicated.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, because, you know, the dogs can smell everything, whether you bury it, you know, put it in your
Shit,
wall,
yeah,
or bury it in concrete, dogs can always smell it. But I'm thinking, if you hide your guns up your ass, can they smell it? Can the dogs smell that? And if they can't smell it, can they recognize somebody that's walking funny?
Here's the thing that people don't realize about dogs and scent, scent dogs that are trained to find scents. You might have buried all of your guns in a crate in the backyard thinking that nobody's going to find them, but your scent is all over that dirt that's on top of the fucking crate that you buried in the backyard. They might not find the crate, but they're going to be able to tell the dude that's handling them, yo, man, he was digging right here for some reason.
Who saw the guy explain that the ex drug enforcement guy from years back that described exactly how dogs smell? Does anybody remember that? He said that they, like, if you think of it as a pot of stew, like you got beans and carrots and meat and stuff like that in a pot of stew, and to you it just smells like a pot of stew. But to a dog, he smells every individual thing in that pot of stew.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't smell it all as one. And, like, when they're smelling something out of it, they know they're smelling the metal gas tank. They're smelling the gas in the tank. They're smelling the plastic. They're smelling the tape. And they can recognize each and every individual thing that they're smelling. It's like they're collecting all the metadata.
I think they just clipped my video, dude.
Did they?
My public view is showing a black screen that says this video is unavailable.
Oh!
That's what mine shows, too.
I think they just clipped my fucking video.
They did that to Microvero today. Twice. Refresh your screen and see if it don't come back.
If it's on
mine
Dave's
came back.
Yeah, they did that to Microvero stream twice today. I had to refresh it to get it back. And I was like, what in the hell? I didn't sign out or anything. I wasn't even signed into my account. Why would it just go black and say video unavailable? Oh, it's a conspiracy theory, I'm sure. Nothing to see here. They're not censoring you, though. I promise they're not. It's just a glitch.
Okay, it's back. I'm asking everybody in the chat, did the video
How many
stop at
people
all?
walked away thinking, huh?
No, well, I just want to know, did the video stop for everybody? Did everybody have to refresh to come back?
Sure, they did. Well, mine didn't, but I don't even have mine on play. So.
Mine's just turned black again. I had it, now I went and did it again.
Yeah, I'm back live right now. I mean, that's what it's showing on my stream.
Yeah, mine was black, then went live, then went black again.
Okay, if everybody's getting I don't know if you can still hear me or not. Well, I guess the voice wouldn't be going out.
No.
I'm still live. I'm still showing that I'm broadcasting. It hasn't done that to me yet.
They're saying it's unavailable, but they're seeing it. Same thing. Everybody's getting it. Yep. So it wasn't just on his channel on my connection today. It's happening to everybody everywhere. You know, when I used to run some forums, we had this software package on a, it was a, I think it was a vanilla forum, or it was a BB forum, or a PHBB forum. I don't even remember, but it was this like package that we could download and if we had like somebody that was being an asshole but really weren't worth kicking out, or that you wanted to toy with like a cat, you could put them in this sandbox, and the site would act fucked up to them. Like if they clicked on a button or a link or something, it would take them somewhere else that they didn't want to go. It just make the experience really bad. And, you know, they just go away frustrated thinking the site was all fucked up. And I'm just thinking, that was a long time ago. To be sure, they got the same thing.
They shadow ban you on YouTube and Twitter, too, man. You can sit there and comment in the chat all day long, and nobody's seeing a fucking thing you're typing. It looks like it to you, but they can shadow ban you from the regular chat, you know. So, yeah, that happens all the time, too. And they do that on Twitter. You can tweet all fucking day, but nobody's ever going to see your tweets. It goes into the never, never land. You know, the memory hole. The only way you can find the tweet is to go on the Wayback Machine and hit the page. You know what I mean? That's the only way you can see the tweet, because it doesn't make it out to the regular feed.
I don't even look at Twitter. I don't do Facebook. I don't have an account at either place.
Yeah,
I used to a long time ago. Well, I might still, but I don't ever go there. I don't.
Everybody refreshed in the chat, please. Keep posting that for me in there, please. Everybody that. I probably only got 5 people watching, but I'm just saying, you know, refresh everybody. Oh, God. We still got 26 minutes to fill. So let's see if we can get YouTube to clip my video again. Fuck you, YouTube, for shutting my video off for a minute. Fuck you.
We love YouTube. We love YouTube terms of service. They're wonderful. They're great. We love everybody at YouTube, especially the CEO of YouTube. She's so beautiful. She's as beautiful as Hillary Clinton.
After the first adpocalypse, nearly 2%. Nearly 2%. That's a lot of people if you think about how big YouTube is. Nearly 2% of the creators went over to alternative like DTube or BitChute, or, you know, and created alternative accounts and let all their, you know, subscribers know, hey, I'm over here now. So if YouTube ever does that bullshit again, that's where I'll be. So, and they said that if it got,
and only one of them went directly to the headquarters and shot anybody over.
That chick was fucking crazy, dude.
Did you see any video of her? I saw some video of her today. Dude, that was crazy. Yeah. That's like some
her with the dancing with the rabbit,
ultra gay or whatever it is. Yeah, just some weird mind shit.
That's why you know it was organic, because the news touched on it for a minute and then it was gone. You know, that's how you know that shoot was completely organic. You'd have to
explain her first before you could even explain the shoot. You know, if you showed some video of her, you know, you'd have to like say, okay, before we even tell you about what she did.
They couldn't turn her into some NRA-loving right-wing conspiracy theorist. They couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. You know, they just couldn't do it. So
they couldn't paint her as anything except Looney Tunes.
Yep, she was. That chick was fucking out there.
I saw just a couple of clips of her stuff today, and I was like, wow, man, that chick was actually... I thought it was going to be different. No, she's fucking weird. Really crazy weird.
She promoted herself as being the first vegan Persian bodybuilder. Female bodybuilder.
Hell yeah.
Vegan Persian female bodybuilder. That's what she was... And
I was looking for.
Yeah, she was fucking crazy, dancing with people in cow costumes and stuff.
Oh, I do that all the time, Jim. Don't worry about that.
Fuck. She didn't meet the guidelines, though. I mean, they put out the guidelines, said if you had less than 1,000 subs and you were monetized after this date, you will no longer be monetized unless you can get 1,000 subs. And she didn't get 1,000 subs, so she didn't make the rules, man. And she was pissed off that she didn't make the rules. And then she said that they were fucking with her view count and trying to push her off of YouTube and blah, blah, blah. Look, this chick was so crazy that when she decided to commit suicide,
perfectly fine,
she shot herself in the chest. Not in the head.
She was fine before she got on YouTube and started making videos. You see what they did to her?
Her brother told the cops that she was fucking crazy and was going to hurt somebody. Her dad told the cops when they reported her missing,
and a shill on YouTube,
that she was going to hurt somebody. They found her in the parking lot sleeping less than 3 miles, I think, or something from YouTube HQ where she went and did the shoot.
Well, she was tired of planning their murder.
And the cops had the balls to say, I didn't know she was going to hurt anybody. She seemed okay to me. You got
She
word
seemed okay to you.
Yeah.
Have you seen any videos? What
Well, hey, that tells you the mentality of most cops. You know, they're like, well, if she wants to go shoot innocent people, we do that shit all the time, so what's wrong?
If I would have been the cop, I would have said, man, I just figured she was jacked up on some weird drugs. I didn't think she was going to kill anybody. To say she was perfectly fine? Really?
Yeah.
Never saw?
That whole thing was just, a debacle.
Well, she was a terrible shot.
And thank God that she didn't kill anybody except for herself. I have to think that was a tiny bit of karma for whatever reason.
They have been shut the fuck up about it, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, we got 20 minutes to fill. Let's let David actually do some news stuff. We've been rabbit holing way too much. Go ahead, Dave. Did you fall asleep, man? Did you give up on us?
I'm just sitting there listening.
Oh, okay.
So,
Probably shaking his head going, what the fuck is this show coming to, man?
We've been infiltrated.
All right, go ahead, David. I'm shutting up.
I guess on the front page of the Daily Telegraph coming out tomorrow in Britain, it's got Trump's tweet posted all the way across it. For those who haven't heard what Trump tweeted, this is one of the tweets he put out this morning. He says, Russia vows to shoot down any and all missiles fired at Syria. Get ready, Russia, because they will be coming nice and new and smart. You shouldn't be partners with a gas-killing animal who kills people and enjoys it.
God, he sounds like Brian Acker.
Sounds like something Hillary would say, doesn't it?
Yeah, dude, that's
It does,
crazy. That's fucking insane.
What did she say with Gaddafi? We came, we saw, he died. And so, for people were so concerned that Hillary was going to go to war with Russia. No, Donald Trump got the same script, too.
Well, I think his was like, he embraced his with a passion.
He's
right, making Kim Jong-un look pretty rational right about now.
Did with that tweet, and they said that this caught the Pentagon off guard, caught Mattis off guard, all of his defense people off guard. They're like, you stupid bitch, you're fucking telegraphing our moves.
Yeah, who do you think you are, Wesley Clark?
But I'm just saying here, everybody was so worried about Hillary in Russia, and here's Trump getting us right in the same predicament.
Jeff's priceless.
And like I said, I've been saying the whole time he was president, they say, oh, he's the deep state's after the deep state. No, he is the deep state. He's part of the deep state. He's taking marching orders from Henry Kissinger, who represents the Rothschilds. If Hillary would have won, she would have took orders from Soros, who represents the Bilderberg. Either way, they were getting this war. They were.
We've been saying that for months.
It might have been scripted all the way down to the point that even if she would have won, this freaking hooker would have, this porn star would have still come out against Hillary Clinton, and Hillary Clinton would have paid her money or something. I mean, I'm starting to think all this shit's been scripted, a lot more of it than everybody.
But listen, you get some people that are such ardent Trump supporters, and this one on Twitter, for example, wrote back to me, commented on one of my tweets, and he said, I think that Trump and Russia are teaming up, and they're going to turn and bomb the deep state. I'm serious. That's what the dude wrote to me.
Well, I hate to sound kind of crazy, but I think the same thing about Germany and the Jews and stuff now. I used to think it was about what they said it was, but now I think that we got rickrolled bad.
I don't see Trump and Putin teaming up and bombing the deep state. And what country is the deep state? We're going to bomb
London,
America?
England.
That's the deep state.
London, England.
London, D.C., and the Vatican.
Yep.
So unless we're going to bomb London or the Vatican or D.C., no, we're not teaming up to bomb the fucking deep state. Assholes.
No.
Is this how brainwashed some Trump supporters really fucking are? And
Yes.
I just don't get it. These people are goddamn zombies.
Yes. Yes. They're just as bad as the Queefy and Tifa snowflakes. They
just
are
don't
just as
understand
bad.
the Q drops. If you could work the puzzles out.
That Q's a goddamn LARP. You know, I can't imagine. This country is just full of stupid now. You try to tell the people the truth, and a lot of patriots, that were against the government and everything, and then as soon as Trump got elected, I'm for government now. He's the man. He's the one I've been waiting for. Really? You can't become president unless you're part of the deep state somehow, some way, and you can read a script. I mean,
He filed bankruptcy 5 times. 5 times. Okay.
Well, not just 5 times, but 5 times on like $5 trillion in property.
And he is beholden to the banks for every single dollar that he claims to have. So he's doing exactly what they tell him to do. Not to mention the fact that he wants that ticket to the big club, man. He wants to rub elbows with the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers.
And even if he wasn't a part of it, he was willing to be a part of it once he got in.
That's right.
I have to say that he is a part of the deep state because most of my, I guess, brain, one side of it anyway, says that nobody could be this fucking retarded.
He's not deep state. He's
president.
just beholden to them. Yeah. He's a puppet.
Well, I'm just saying this, the moves, everything he says, all the moves that he makes. I mean, nobody could be this retarded. Hell, Obama did better than this. This is ridiculous.
Oh, fuck. Oh, there's that name.
Bad, ain't it?
It makes me want to vomit.
Bad, ain't it? Rahm Emanuel would have made a better president.
Oh, God, there's the other one, man. What the fuck is wrong with Shut up!
I know. Pee Wee Herman.
Oh, he's all right.
John Podesta.
Oh, God damn.
Henry Kissinger.
Oh, fuck.
Dick Cheney.
All right. You're not going to make me puke on air, so.
Dora the Explorer.
Hong Kong Fooey.
It's absolutely insane. Everything I've seen out of Washington since he became president is absolutely insane. Everybody was expecting him to run to the White House and start working on shit, and it's like, I don't know. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I just don't get it. I don't get it looking at most Americans who, I don't know.
All right. Enough of your rambling. We promised David he could get some more news in, so just okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Dave.
What else here? China's holding one of the big massive drill right now. A week after they held one, they're holding another one in the China Sea. We're sending 3 carriers that way to drill right across from them in the same disputed areas.
Where are we coming up with all this money to run drills? Aren't we in fucking debt like $220 trillion or some fucking... Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, and
We've been running drills since he got into fucking office. It's been a year of nothing but naval battle simulation shit. Go ahead.
So they're holding that big drill, and like I said, there's news people aren't listening to, and we've got 3 carriers heading that way to face off, right across from China with them holding their drills with their carrier over there. Fuck. That's a real big thing. Trump came out today, and like I said, his executive says Trump holds Assad, Russia responsible for Syria chemical attack. White House says. This is White House spokesman Sarah Sanders, and I can't stand that bitch. Said Wednesday the U.S. President Donald Trump holds Russia and Syria responsible for a suspected chemical attack in Douma, and said all options were still on the table for
even
US response.
Even though we have zero proof, there's been no investigation yet. It's only a couple of days old. They clipped my video again.
Well, it's running on my end.
Is it? Yeah. Well, that's just that's what we don't have any proof at all, but Russia did it.
And anyway, it goes on here, and It says the president holds Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and the Russians responsible for the attack. White House spokesman Sarah Sanders told reporters, adding that the U.S. president was still mulling a response. All options are on the table. It says Sanders said Vice President Mike Pence had chaired a meeting of Trump's national security team on Wednesday afternoon. Trump tweeted earlier that missiles will be coming in response to the alleged chemical attack in Syria and added that Russia should get ready. Sanders said Trump had a number of options and that he was assessing on how to respond. She also went on to deny that the Twitter threats had created any problems. It says, we are not surprised by this reckless escalation from a regime like the one in the United States. This is what Syria said back, which has and continues to sponsor terrorism in Syria, said the statement carried by Syria's state media. And so, Syria is not scared because they know Trump's got their back. Or Putin. Putin's got their back.
Hey, they're all deep state, right? Trump, a little bit of Trump, a little bit of Putin, whatever it takes.
Russia had said claims of a chemical weapons attack were fabricated and threatened to retaliate if its allies in Damascus are threatened. Russia said if there is a U.S. strike, the missiles will be downed, as well as the sources they were fired from, said the Russian ambassador to Lebanon. It says the top advisor to Iran's supreme leader also said that Tehran would support Damascus against any foreign aggression. In an apparent response to Trump's comments about a possible military strike in Syria, Iran said, we will stand by Syria's government against foreign aggression. And so, we're going to be fighting Russia. We're going to be fighting Iran. We're going to be fighting Hezbollah.
Well, I think we'll delegate Iran's battle to Israel.
Israel will go after Hezbollah and stuff, but Iran's going to try to come after us too, because they know Trump's going to drop out of this nuclear deal next month.
Oh yeah.
And then we're also officially moving the embassy of Israel, American Embassy of Israel, to Jerusalem officially next month. So there was a war coming no matter what.
Palestinians haven't come unglued yet.
Well, they still got 4 weeks of those protests left. They're leading up to the very day that we move that embassy.
Over 2,000 injured, over how many dead so far?
40?
16? No, 20-something, I think.
I thought it was 40.
It could be. I'm not for sure. I don't know an exact number.
Probably a lot of injured will die.
And these aren't even
the main protests and stuff.
Wait till the protest. And like I said, this ain't going to make it till May 12th. And this is what I try to stress to people. What's happening with Syria is going to change everything. It's going to change everything. Who knows how Russia really is going to act? They're trying to say, well, if you shoot missiles, we're going to, go after the launchers, or if you kill one of our soldiers, I don't know Russia's exact stance. It kind of seems like yesterday where they said, we'll shoot where the missiles come from. But now it sounds like they kind of stepped back and said, well, if one of our soldiers get killed. So who knows where Russia really stands?
Well, they're definitely redrawing in their line.
Putin's not going to put his moves up on Twitter 2 days in advance. You know what I mean?
He's still pausing. He's waiting for them to get all their fleet as close as they can, and
he's not a dumbass, man. The guy's KGB. He's not a stupid ass. Like,
he invented the false flag. I mean, well, no, Hitler did, but he did a pretty good job getting where he was. So that's not even off the table now. You see us doing all these false flags and chemical weapons. Man, when Putin pulls his false flag over there, it's going to get, if he does it, which he's still capable of doing it as well. He can do it just like we can.
His people love him, man. He's not going to do anything to hurt them.
No. I mean, somewhere else. It could be in Sweden.
Oh, well, okay. Go ahead.
This came out of one of Russia's big paper called the Kommersant. And it says, Russia's Kommersant paper cites sources as saying that Russian Ministry of Defense has not produced any statements on Syria strikes due to the fact that it is holding closed negotiations with the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff at the moment. And this was posted about 6 hours ago. It says, according to the Kommersant, Russia expects that the U.S. will share coordinates of their targets in Syria to avoid loss of life on the Russian side.
Be sure you guys put it on the web.
It said at the same time, Moscow has already prepared a list of measures they will employ in the event of military escalation. So it's just like I said earlier, without even seeing this, that we're going over what we're going to hit with Russia and seeing what Russia will allow us to hit. I'm sure Trump's telling Putin, come on, dude, I need another win. So you wonder how much of this is actually scripted and if this is really going to go all the way. Is Putin going to step aside again like he did the last time that was scripted and let us hit some bases again? He may, to avoid World War III. Putin's a smart guy. He doesn't want World War III. Russia doesn't want a World War III. And America's the only one that does. And our allies.
Because America has the ego in chief. If this really goes down, like if the deep state, if you want to call them the deep state, it's the people that run everything, the bankers, the banksters. If they want this war and they're willing to start it in a couple of days, tomorrow, whatever, you can bet your ass that Trump is going to be on Twitter going, I'm pushing the button in 3, 2, 1. And that's how stupid this shit's going to be.
Well, and that's why I said when I looked at that map today where Russia was pushing its troops back, I said, this, you could tell by looking at the map, I'm like, this looks like a safe area. So obviously Trump told Putin, if you go this far back, we won't hit you.
When they used to say back in the day, the collapse will not be televised, the collapse of the country will not be televised. No, it's not going to be on TV. It's going to be live on social media.
On Facebook.
Yeah. Twitter, Instagram, fucking YouTube. It's going to be, everywhere.
But all it's going to take is let's go over and start bombing, and all of a sudden Putin say, well, they could do a false flag. Oh, you just killed 5 of our soldiers. You're dead, America.
That's right.
He ain't going to have to, though, because we'll probably wind up killing 50 of his fucking soldiers. You know what I mean? That's how arrogant we are. That's how arrogant we are. He said, 2 days ago, if you come into Syria, America, without any proof whatsoever of this false flag gas attack, we're going to shoot you out of the fucking sky. It's just that simple. And then what did Trump do? We're going in, whether you like it or not. Smart bombs. Blah, 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 blah. Running his fucking gums.
In other news,
Putin's not going to have to perform
is
a
now
false
known
flag.
to be good to remove bags from under your eyes.
Preparation H can solve chapped lips on certain people too. Okay. 5 minutes. We only got 5 minutes, man. We can make it through 5 more minutes. We can. I promise. And then I won't have another show for a month. I might not be kidding.
The way things are going, you might not never have another show ever.
Hey, if they keep clipping my shit, man,
I tell you, that's what I keep telling people is, man, I feel like every time I broadcast now, I'm just coming on to say farewell just in case
Right.
I don't get to come on again.
I've lived a life that's full. I've traveled. Oh, I'm sorry.
We tried.
All right, go ahead, David. You got the last 5 minutes. Fill it in.
What else is there? I think that's about pretty much where we stand with all that stuff. Like I said, here's this one from Saudi here. I was going to read. It says, Saudi Arabia willing to join response to Syria chemical attack. It says, Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman said yesterday that Saudi Arabia will be present in the response to the chemical attack in Syria.
I saw that.
If our alliance with partners requires it. And it says both France and the UK have said they support a response to the attack. And it says Eurasia's group's Eon Brimmer told Axios Mike Allen Monday that the smart move would be to form a coalition, and now it appears a coalition could include Saudi Arabia. And so, this is going to be real interesting. So it makes you wonder. Like I said, it's going to be a big attack. And this was a false flag in Russia. I firmly believe it. And the deal is, if they're going to go this far to plant a false flag, that means they did it for a reason, and that's for a military response. Now, I don't understand what there's to negotiate between Trump and Putin, because Trump is telling Putin, you were part of a gas attack that killed, 70-something people. We want Assad gone. What's Putin going to say? All right, Assad's gone. If it'll stop you from attacking us. No, Putin's not saying that. So I don't understand what there's to negotiate. We're accusing Putin of being behind a heinous attack.
And a poisoning. Back to back.
Poisoning. So what's there to negotiate? We're going to say, hey, make those people back alive again and everything will be fine? The damage is done.
Well, the Scribbles are fine.
Yeah, they got released from the hospital even. Killed their pets, though. Fuckers.
Yep, I saw that, man.
All right, parting shot. I want to read a couple of things that Pepe Escobar had to say today on Twitter about this whole Syrian debacle. He's pretty poignant. If you guys don't follow him, you should. Pepe Escobar. I'm sure all you got to do is type it in your Google search.
Pablo is dead.
I think he's a relation somehow, but I don't know for sure. Anyway, the first one reads, if you haven't heard it yet, Syrian media reported that the SAA found in place in the small town of Sakba in eastern Ghouta, complete with cameras and film equipment, used by the White Helmets for their fake Syrian army kills civilians production. And that perfectly ties in with the Washington, London, Paris, Riyadh game. Jaish al-Islam jihadis had to stay in Ghouta and keep the harassing and shelling Damascus. What's wrong with that? They're our bastards. Okay, here's the second one. Tweet and shout. We're witnessing history, the Looney Tunes way. The Trump eruption is arguably the first declaration of war via Twitter ever. There's no method in this madness, starting with the fact that the latest toxic gas special production in Syria was a false flag. It depends on the response the Pentagon will sell to Trump. It may all be a bluff to counteract what is perceived by the usual suspects as a Russian bluff. Or, most probably, it may be a response tailored to test the Russian military. Still, it beggars belief an array of armchair Dr. Strangeloves, fueled by MSM, the mainstream media, actually contemplate a direct military clash against Russia. This only proves that the usual suspects are absolutely desperate by the decline and fall of the old disorder. Little pun there. Moscow, though, simply cannot do nothing if those same old tomahawks start hitting Syrian targets. So what's left to intercept the tomahawks and turn them into firecrackers without hitting their launch pads? If Washington escalates, then it's game on. Hardcore electronic jamming, empire humiliated, then all bets are off.
Well, I got batteries for my sex robot, so I'm good.
Be careful the thing doesn't jerk your Derek off.
Your Jack Vac?
It was a Flowbee. He took the blades out.
That or empty the batteries out of a flashlight, stuffed it full of wet toilet paper.
All right. We're out of show time. It's over. It's over, everybody.
Good
I
God,
will.
thank God.
I can tell you this. I will not be here Saturday. The weather has finally sprung. The spring has finally sprung. And it was fucking gorgeous out today. Almost 80 degrees out. It was just beautiful. So no more. It's actually daylight still when the show starts. So no more Saturday shows. It'll be Wednesdays only. And those are maybes. But I'll let you know on Facebook and Twitter. Cool, everybody? Cool. David,
Thanks for joining, everybody.
David, Jeff, Lance, I know you're back there somewhere. Thanks very much, you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
See you, Lance. See you, Dave.
I'll see you guys.
Everybody in chat, thank you for listening. Thank you for putting up with my stupidness, not coming on for a whole month and whatever. But, yeah, shit happens. Life happens. Things get in the way. You guys understand. I'm sure you do. All right. I'm going to play the song and all that good stuff, so I'm going to say goodbye to you guys on the phone. Bye! And they're gone. Music. And that one right there. seek the face of God, everybody. We're about to jump into World War III. Love, peace, and cookies.
Smoke weed every day.